guys, what's up? It's Gzillaman8981 here, finally back with another unboxing and unbiased review. Like a lot of other people, I've been waiting for this guy for well over a year now, so I was extremely happy, like almost shaky a little bit, when I got home and saw that this was sitting at my front door today. Now I can't do a big reveal with this one because it's pretty clear on the box what it is. Now let me put this on the table. I have to have the camera really far back for this one. There it is. The Spiral Studio Legacy Series Godzilla 2001. I'm so excited. I can't wait to open this box. I'm like almost shaking here. This is my very first gigantic figure. I never went for any of the X Plus ones because by the time I wanted or could afford one, the 89 was already way too expensive for me. I was a kid and I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so excited for this. Let's get this guy cut open and we'll see what's on the inside of this box. So just while I'm opening this, I'm on a lot of the Spiral Studio kind of pages on Facebook and stuff like that, so I am a little bit nervous. I can already see there's a little bit of damage in the corners of these boxes, but hopefully everything is okay. I know online I've been seeing a lot of people have been having issues with their Spiral Studios figures. I haven't seen too many with the Godzilla 2001, so I'm hopeful for it, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get this guy going. Out of the way. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it is upside down. I guess we'll do the big reveal. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, look at that. That is some really cool box art. Now I do have the X Plus King Ghidorah box here still from when I did the unboxing video before, because I like to keep all my boxes. Hopefully that's all in frame. So it's a pretty big box. It's a little bit bigger than the King Ghidorah one. On the box itself, you obviously have Godzilla on the front, Legacy Series GMK logo. It says Godzilla 2001 on the bottom. And on the back, there's just a few notes. Adult note. It says collector's model, not suitable for children under 15 years. Well, I'm not a child anymore, I guess. And then some of the contact information, and then a warning for choking hazard. I'm gonna spin this around. Love it. Definitely keeping this box too. I'm gonna go ahead now and get this guy cut open. I'll probably speed these up so you guys don't have to see me painfully cut these boxes open. Okay, so I cut that. I love styrofoam boxes for protection, but I hate styrofoam boxes for unpacking. It's time for the big reveal. I can already see Pete's kind of bits and pieces of him sticking out, little fin sticking out there. I'm so excited. Let me figure out how to do this. Be most careful. Get him out first. Let me take this tail and set that to the side. He's all completely first. Get this styrofoam out of the way. Get the camera maybe a bit closer for this. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's even bigger than I thought. And he's hefty too, he's pretty heavy. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna get this tail on and then we'll get started with the actual video. Wow. Wow. It's a funny thing, I was actually getting ready to head out to heat up this end piece like I'm used to with all my X Plus figures, but this is actually just a big magnet. So you just line up the tail and move it back a bit. Just pretty much line up the tail and it slips right in. Okay, now that he's ready to go, let's get into the nitty gritty. So it's gonna be kind of hard to keep this guy in frame as he is absolutely freaking massive. But I'll start off with first impressions out of the box. Right away, he, like I said, is massive. I've never owned a gigantic figure before, so this is pretty big for me. I can see based on an initial inspection, it doesn't look like he has any faults. I know a lot of people have been receiving ones that don't have colored eyes or have broken fins or, you know, chips on the nails, things like that. Thankfully, it doesn't look like this one has anything at all, so I'm very happy for that. I know some people have had some paint discoloration even on the fins, like they weren't painted properly. One thing that I did notice right out of the box, I don't know if this is intentional, I'll run it through my my air compressor after. It looks like there's a lot of dirt inside all the crevices on his body. I don't know if that came from the mold that it came in or the mold that they used to get this figure into the shape, but there is a lot of dirt marks, or it might even just be dust inside the body. Other than that, right off the bat, looks like the paint scheme is perfect. He looks very suit accurate. Again, I can't believe how big this is. I don't even know where I'm gonna put it. I don't know if I have space for him. We might have to go somewhere special. I'm gonna show you a bit of the figure so you can actually develop some opinions maybe yourself. Maybe we have the same opinions on this figure. Out of the box, I can say right away this figure is magnificent. It is so accurate, it is crazy. Obviously, I feel like the size plays a big role in that. You have a larger canvas, it's much easier to add more finite details, like everything down to even his ear holes, which I'll try to capture here. I don't know if you could see them on the back of his head. It is, I just lost it myself. Well, it's right there for reference. They have every little minute detail that you could ever want in a figure in this figure. I mean, it does come with a price tag. Obviously, this wasn't exactly cheap, especially living in Canada. Not only did I have to pay duties for it to get into the US, but then I guess duties again for it to get into Canada. So it did end up taking a big chunk out of my bank account, but I was ready for that. I knew that this was going to happen with this figure. It was a little bit delayed. I think it was supposed to come out in April initially, if I remember correctly. But to continue on, the coloring on this is perfect. Every single spine, every single tip, the textures that they have on all of his fins is crazy. It feels so good to the hand, to the touch. They even have each individual little spike, as you can see up here, molded into this figure. If I do remember correctly, I think they did use some sort of 3D scanning to get this figure where it is from the actual suit. And thankfully they listened to the community as well as to what we believed this figure should have looked like. And they hit it right on the head. As for the coloration, he's dark gray with, looks like lighter gray highlights and black in between the kind of crevices that he has here. The fingers are that nice bone color with gradation into the hands. The eyes, I'll bring this a bit closer for this. The eyes are that smoky black with the white tip. Gives off that perfect ghost look that they were going for with this movie. Inside his mouth, he's got the nice red with a nice clear coat texture on his tongue, if you can kind of see that there. Teeth, same idea as the nails. That bone color with gradation into the top of his mouth. Obviously all individually sculpted teeth. It's nice because you even have the smaller teeth in behind that you usually wouldn't get with a lower grade figure. Another thing that's really great on this figure straight out of the box is it is quite seamless. Like most figures you would get, especially in the X Plus range, you would see the body seams across his entire body. With this figure, you don't really see any. I don't know if it was cast in one piece. The only one you can kind of really see is up on the top of his back here between some of the spikes. You can see it looks like they may have glued this portion of it on afterwards, after the figure was molded. But other than that, it's great. His feet, it's hard to maneuver this figure, he's so big. Same thing as the fingernails, bone color with gradation, details in between the actual nails. Bottoms of his feet are fully sculpted and stamped on the bottom with the Toho badge along with the Godzilla information. Underneath his tail is just a flat gray with more details in between each of the crease lines. It's just, I'm just shocked. Very happy that I went through with this. Let's get him back down here. I'm gonna get a better look at this guy, see if I can really find any flaws. I don't really know if there's gonna be much. Well, there isn't much. I'll be honest, this figure is quite perfect. There was a couple little tiny things that I found, and I'm guessing that has something to do with just the shipping process. Again, very happy he's not broken. It was packaged very well, which was nice. I'm sure Spiral's becoming more aware of the amount of issues that people have had through the delivery of their figures, because they're so massive. There's a lot that can go wrong. The only two flaws I was able to find on him is on top of his eye here. You might be able to see it. There's a little paint chip there. Very tiny, almost looks like it's intentional, but it is a chip. And then along his tail, try to capture this, but if you can see right along here, and along some other spots here, there's a bit of clear coat. Not sure how that ended up there, as it doesn't look like there's really any clear coat in this area. Maybe something from along his spikes to get that sheen in, but there really isn't much wrong with this figure. I'm gonna get him next to a couple of other figures that I have to show you size comparison. I mean, I think it's pretty evident that he towers over everything, but if you are looking to display him in your collection, you know, I'll give you an idea of the sheer size of this figure. So I feel like one of the only figures I have that can really show the sheer size of this thing is the X Plus 2019 King Ghidorah. This is, if I remember correctly, a 30 centimeter line, so you can see how it scales with him. Obviously, it is much bigger. So you can see that this guy's really going to be a shelf hog if you do decide to go through with him. I'll put him up next to my Destroyer as well, as that's kind of another large figure that could scale with him a little bit, but there really isn't much. So here's the Destroyer here. As you can see, there really isn't much of a comparison. Again, I remember when I got this Destroyer, I thought it was one of the biggest figures I've ever seen in my life, or at least in person, but clearly you can see it's nothing compared to him. So to close out my final thoughts, first things first, it is a great figure. It's incredible. The only thing I would have hoped for is, if Spiral could figure out somewhat of a way to include the duties and taxes in your fee. There's a lot of modern technology, and a lot of these sites have these modern processes, should I say, that really allow you to purchase something with duties, taxes, shipping, everything included. So at least there's no surprises. Like, I think with the shipping and the duties, it ended up almost costing me $500 Canadian. So that was a bit of a blow, but that has nothing to do with them. That's more just the processes of shipping something this large. Other than that, like always, if you guys have any questions, or if you want to see even more of this figure, if there's something you have questions about, drop a comment below, and of course I'll get over to it as soon as I can. Like always, thank you guys for watching. I gotta go figure out where the hell I'm gonna put this guy. It's been a bite.